Não, manda o social aí. Entra no Discord aí com a gente,
Hello,
beleza?
everybody.
Vai ser
My name's
da
Jeff.
hora
Should we
demais
give
te
my
receber
coach a
por
quick
lá.
chance to introduce themselves?
Que
Hello,
mais?
everybody. I'm a kind of
Alguma
nerdy
coisa mais pra
housewife.
falar?
I'm
Ah,
a
já tá começando seu
crossbeats Rev
joguito já aí.
player, and
Manda
I
bala aí,
am
velho.
host
Tá
of this
começando?
game
Ih, que isso, que
at
isso, que isso?
the Frame Fatales
E
Fleet
aí?
Fatales event in
Bem,
2020.
mano, eu vou lá.
I'm joined by
GL
two
aí nos
other
comentários,
rhythm
meu
gaming
consagrado.
community
Tamo
members.
junto.
Dot, please introduce
Valeu,
yourself.
AGD.
Falou, amigão.
Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody?
Falou, falou.
Phase here. Big Beatmania 2DX
Então,
individual. Also play
rapaziada,
pop music. I've been playing
crossbeats,
rhythm games for
revision,
roughly
sunrise.
just pushing 19 years now. Thank you so much
Se
for
você
having me
nunca ouviu
here.
falar desse
Shinji, what's
jogo,
good?
é porque
And I am Shinji16.
ele é
I'm also
meio
primarily a 2DX player,
sus
specifically
mesmo.
doubles, but much like Dot, I've been
Pouco anime o
playing
jogo,
this
hein?
game for years and years and
Pouco
years,
anime.
and I am thrilled not only to be here with HQ, but also just to be on the
Ele é um
couch with
jogo
James, because
de
just
ritmo
an
feito pela
amazing rep for
Capcom,
this game. So
como você
psyched
pode
about
ver.
this.
Capcom gigante na tela.
Right, now we got that done. Welcome to Crossbeats Rev Sunrise.
Que mais que eu posso falar sobre?
Showcase timer in 3,
Se você
2, 1,
conhece
go.
Ozu,
Speedrun, but we'll start the timer.
vocês
So, if you've ever seen a
talvez
Japanese rhythm game, you're gonna get the general
entendam
gist
pouquinho
of
mais
this
do
pretty
jogo.
quick. We're gonna be seeing notes on the screen, and we're gonna be hitting them with timing. But this is a touchscreen rhythm game. This is a
ele tá jogando
actual
na versão de
cabinet
arcade,
that I have in my
tá?
home.
Que no Japão é bem comum arcades ainda. Então tem bastante dessas coisas. E essa máquina funciona com touchscreen. Então você pode ver ali do ladinho que tem duas câmeras, uma câmera para a cara dele e uma câmera para a tela da máquina. Vamos lá, Wanna Be Your Special. Algum motivo especial para estar a tela do runner ali também? Porque mostra a mão dele jogando. Essas bolinhas normais, só precisa apertar mesmo, nada demais.
There are these circular tap notes, which you are seeing on screen right now. To successfully activate those, you just have to
são
tap
as
them
circulares
with timing. Coming
normais.
soon, we will see the diamond-shaped hold notes.
É quando as setinhas que você pode ver que vem uma setinha do lado, que é o time que você precisa acertar. E aí tem os quadrados, você pode ver ali, eles são hold notes, você tem que segurar na tela. To activate a flick note, you must swipe through it in the indicated direction. At the bottom of the screen, you will see a combo number. If you're unfamiliar with music games, the combo number is how many notes you hit in a row without messing up. Inclusive, eu acho estranho que não tem o indicador de o aviso, no caso. Você pode ver que agora tem um negócio com uma pontinha amarela. Vai aparecer de novo daqui a pouco, ou não. Olha, tá vendo que tem um negócio com uma pontinha amarela? Então, ali você precisa deslizar o dedo na direção que ele tá apontando. E é isso. Um combo. Essa primeira música foi bem tranquilinha. Mas só pra demonstrar as paradas. S mais mais.
I was hoping to not get the cool on that one, but here's what it is. Look. That was a little bit of an introduction to the game to show you that not everything in the game.
Estava na dificuldade mestre, inclusive.
Let's step it up a notch, though. Another song from the iPad version of the game that we played a lot because it helped with the unlocks. I'm also going to poke around the options a bit. I'm going to turn the movie brightness down so I can focus on the notes a little better.
Mais uma música da versão de iPad.
The game field size to tablet. It's going to bring everything closer together so I can hit more notes with one hand. But it does cause the hitboxes to collapse on each other a bit. And I'm going to turn on survival mode, which is going to give us a different life gauge. It's going to fall down. That way, if anything goes catastrophically wrong, I can quit out of the song
Essa música é da versão de iPad do
So
jogo,
let's see if
que
we get the Japanese.
tinha
No.
uma
Okay, so this is Dad's Link
negócio
season.
online,
It has both English
só
and
que
Japanese vocals.
eles
You
fecharam
have
em
a, I believe,
2018.
10% chance of getting the Japanese vocals, but we got the original
Também não é uma
English
coisa.
vocals. This
E aí
song
eles
is
liberaram
by
as
Jun,
músicas,
which is Junko
todas as músicas no Free Play,
Karashima, who some of you may
pra quem
know
quisesse
from
jogar elas.
the
Não dava
Mani series
porque
of games.
I was gonna say, that name sounded
não
a
tinha
little
mais servidor.
familiar. There's a bunch of other familiar names we're
Só que
likely
as
gonna be
músicas
running into, though, right?
licenciadas foram tiradas da
Absolutely.
versão de iOS.
No, I was just gonna say absolutely. Familiar artists known as like I think what.
Então ele mudou algumas configurações
we might bump into.
Just a little.
de arcade para tablet e muda pouquinho
Yes, Naoki Maeda was the sound director
o
for
tamanho das
this game.
notas.
You may know him from his extensive work on
Deixa
the Dance Dance
as coisas pouquinho mais
Revolution
juntas.
series. If there's an original song from Dance Dance Revolution, there is a big chance that Naoki Maeda wrote that song, and he did a great job of getting some of his former co-workers from Konami to write a bunch of awesome original music from this game.
So in addition to having a lot of kind of familiar faces, there's also the entire Capcom library as well, right?
Yes, we'll see a little bit of that later. Unfortunately, we have a limited time, so we can't show it all off. But there is Monster Hunter music in this game. There is Street Fighter music in this game.
Eu não preciso explicar muito, né, velho?
Exactly one Phoenix Wright song. So yes,
curtam
Capcom could not resist
a
adding
música.
some of those that
E
large
acabou.
library of video
Clear.
music that they have.
Não foi full
We actually
combo,
have 2 Phoenix Wright songs.
mas jogou bastante S Plus.
Since you guys mentioned Naoki, it just so
Vai,
happens
Gigi,
we have
let's
a
go.
Naoki song up next.
Acho que não tem que assinar
Now,
esse
if you're a
jogo,
DDR player,
infelizmente.
you won't recognize the song in your brain, but you're gonna feel it in your heart.
Absolutely. No, for everybody who's up in chat, please fill up the chat with a bunch of jam emotes. Let's get hype. Jam, which is absolutely bringing such wonderful plays. I mean, the way that you have to hit these notes with the tactility, the how precise you have to be. Opened up with a full combo, moving on into the third song now. Honestly, like, let's keep going.
Vocês ouviram o host ali da versão em inglês. Mandem todos os emotes de jam que vocês puderem. Todos os emotes de dancinha.
Crossbeats REV, a fast squared, slow squared, or failed rating will break your combo and reset it to 0. But a full combo means you never got a fast squared, slow squared, or failed, and that's a good thing. This song is so good.
It is really, really good, honestly. It's just crazy because, you know, there's so many, like, how accurate you have to be in a touch screen based rhythm game. One really big thing that I want to point out is with most rhythm games, you actually have key sounded notes, right? What that means is, you know, you when you press a button, like let's say for Beatmania 2DX, for instance, you press a button, it makes a sound. With touchscreen based rhythm games, not necessarily. That's why you're hearing these tap sounds. Crossbeats has really, really done touchscreen based rhythm games in full effectiveness properly.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
you're seeing
what are
some
the things
triple chords on screen. Whenever you see a yellow hex
double
around
chord.
multiple notes, that means you need to play all those notes
Internet
together.
boa.
This game can read up to 6 inputs at the same time. So at some of the higher level songs, you will have to use 6 fingers at the same
Engraçado
time.
que normalmente jogos de ritmo
Yeah,
eles
echoing what Dot was saying, the fact that
têm
it's not
sons
key
de
sounded,
quando
for
você
me,
acerta
and I
uma
know a lot of
nota.
other folks, it's easier to get
No jogo
into the
não
game
tem, porque
'cause
você
you have
consegue
that
se guiar
immediate
pelo
feedback of what you're playing, whereas with this, it's a
pelo
bit
som
more removed.
seu dedo batendo
That
na
makes it
tela.
amazing is how good these charts are to play physically. It's such a fun game.
Yeah, the hand motion in this game is wonderful, and that's the thing I love about the modern crop of rhythm games. Like 2DX is great, but it's relatively static. A lot of the modern rhythm games, you move your hands or like a good chunk of your torso while you're doing it.
Exactly. Yeah, they're a lot more better designed with like either the physical execution or just kinetically and literally how they feel to play.
Which that segues great into our next song, which is Chase the Wave. This is going to be our first example of what is called flick chains. The interesting thing about flick notes is you do not have to lift up your finger after. So if there are several flick notes that are all pointing in the same direction, you can just do one big swipe through all the notes at once. And this is really hard to time because you have to swipe
Eles estão explicando sobre
exactly the right speed.
as notas
If
de
you swipe
flick.
too fast or
Então,
too slow, you're
quando
gonna start getting
várias
missed
notas
notes.
que vão para a mesma direção
See, right
aparecem
there, we see some flick
juntas,
chains.
pode só
Really cool mechanic,
deslizar o dedo
honestly.
também.
And I mean, when it's chained also with, you know, the whole, I mean, we can't forget about the fact that, you know, this is a rhythm game. So when you're talking about rhythm,
Que aí
you're going
faz
to run
uma
into certain
chain de
aspects such as polyrhythms, right?
notas.
So when you're seeing all these different mechanics fit into place when you're trying to time notes in a specific rhythm game like this, you're really working towards getting to that skillful level to time properly, you know? Amazing.
Quantos dedos eu
The
tenho?
thing for me is that, like,
Como assim pra
even
escalar?
for, like, and I'm pretty sure Doc can
Pô,
agree with me. We've been
eu
playing
tenho
music game
meus
for
10
years,
dedos aqui
but
na
with this
mão,
particular
cara.
game that we're not as familiar with high-tier play, like, it still looks absolutely complex and just mind-boggling, but once but with every music game, practice makes perfect, and it lets you have these incredible experiences like Jamage is having right now.
Right. Every single time I see Jamage play this game, it blows
Eu
my
me
mind
vi
because when I tried playing
estralando?
crossbeats
Oi?
at round one,
Eu nem
it just
sei
didn't
estralar
work
meus
out for me.
dedos.
I love this game a lot, but it's so hard to, you know, correlate playing a key-sounded rhythm game to something like this, and it's just amazing seeing how Jamage is just so skillful.
Talvez vocês ouviram o som do meu fone,
And not only that, he just this set
que
list that he
ele tá
has
com um alto-falante
and that he
solto.
came up with
Aí ele deve ter
for
dado
the
uma
showcase,
batida.
is nothing but amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna hear a lot of good tunes, which I'm seeing those jam emotes in chat. I appreciate that. And the other thing is, I know this looks really intimidating, but modern rhythm games are actually really easy to get into. Please keep in mind that Jamage has been playing rhythm games for almost 10 years, and much like fighting games, skills
Vocês me
from
acompanham
one
as notas na
rhythm
tela.
game will actually transfer
Pra começar em
over
jogos
to
assim,
other rhythm games.
é recomendado, óbvio,
100%.
níveis mais baixos de das músicas e também
So what are you talking about?
no speed.
When am I coming over? When am I coming over and playing?
Note speed é algo bem
Was
importante.
that an open invite?
Sempre tem que procurar um note speed que te agrade. Fique muito bom pra você.
Newer music games, I should say, and I think we can say crossbeats is part of this. Are designed with newcomers and scaling difficulty much
Note speed, como o nome diz, é a velocidade que as notas aparecem pra ti. Então, quando você tem que apertar nelas.
Yeah, like this song, all the songs are assigned numerical difficulties.
Jogando jogos de ritmo assim por 10 anos.
Here is an 80, but the difficulties in this game go all the way down
Mas
to
ficar bom em jogos de ritmo
and
demora
go
pouquinho.
all the way to 99. So the difficulties between 1 and 99. One thing I want to mention about this chart is the loop-de-loop we're gonna see here. This song has a fun flick chain that is like literally a roller coaster loop-de-loop. It's coming up here.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, let's get hyped. This is absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Let's go.
I love that
And
one
I do
so
see
much.
a couple folks in chat saying, hey, is this Tash? And yes, it is. The songs that we're doing on this particular credit, or the presets of songs.
Ele não ataca, ele não ela.
As K&H said earlier, Naoki got quite a few folks that were primarily in Bimani to come with him and produce music for this game. So while there's lots of great stuff from Capcom's library, a lot of familiar faces if you're familiar with the Bimani line of games as well. Like, the music library in this game is wonderful.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of Bimani artists. We're going to be seeing Ram. We're going to be seeing Slake.
Yes, keep it coming.
Coloca o som de teclado.
Oh man, these holds. I actually love this song. It's got like a dark symphonic vibe going on. And look at these drum rolls coming up.
Meu Deus do céu, velho.
This is amazing. Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go. I love it. I love it.
Don't think I didn't see that.
I love it. I love how you get into this game so much. Like the passion that you have for this game is absolutely outstanding, man.
So is everybody tired of touch yet? Because we got more touch.
I don't think so.
I was about to say no.
Do you mind if I jump in real quick and give an incentive update to the audience?
Yes, please.
Eles estavam falando um pouco mais cedo, eu até esqueci de falar. Estava falando um pouco mais cedo sobre como o playstyle é bem diferente. Playstyle, não sei, é diferente de jogos de ritmo. Esse aqui você meio que precisa mexer mais o seu torso, tronco, pra fazer as paradas. Ao invés de, por exemplo, o TDX, se eu não me engano, é Beatmania 3DX. O TDX é muita coisa pra explicar. Tem que saber certinho onde cada mão vai, pra cada botão. Depois vocês têm que pesquisar como que é no Beatmania. Como suas mãos têm que ficar como jogar, é maluquice. É, mas é, né? Não, é um jogo muito vantajoso pra ti.
The game will actually force you to spell out ID with your finger.
A little further up.
Yeah, we got the breakdown right now. You can't see it, but I'm bopping in my chair right now. Look at those drum rolls.
That is so cool! Honestly, the charts in this game are amazing. The design and the thought that they put into how these charts execute, either for little visual gimmicks like that or just the physical execution. The design on this game was through the roof.
Yeah, one thing I like about this game compared to other touchscreens is you'll notice that each of the notes has a line radiating from it, which is the cross in crossbeats. What that really helps with is a lot of touchscreen games. When you're playing, your like wrists and elbows are covering up notes, but with those crosses, you can actually see, oh, there's a note under my left elbow. I better take a look out for that.
Jamit, you're doing absolutely outstanding. You're doing absolutely outstanding, man.
É interessante ver para comentar nisso. As linhas que tem perto das notas que você precisa apertar, elas meio que fazem uma cruz na tela, de onde vem o nome crossbeats, né? Elas servem para ajudar um pouquinho a você se localizar em onde aparecem as notas, que vai que tua mão tá cobrindo alguma. Aí você vê a linha, tá aqui.
Finger twister is what you're gonna see in this song.
Mas dá pra entender mais. Eu me esforcei pra explicar isso, eu juro.
So, as Jamit said earlier, BMS, right? BMS artists. BMS is known as, it's a file format.
O Mario 12 não é muito tempo pra esse jogo, não. Cara, isso é um showcase. Então ele vai ficar jogando por 1 hora. Mas não é uma speedrun, é um showcase. Uma demonstração.
Very interesting to hear as well, finger twisting, technique in a song like this. BMS songs on a harder difficulty can get incredibly difficult as well for 7 key. So
yeah, and can't stress enough. Like you just said that a lot of folks have created content for this fan game, essentially BMS. Right. But the amount of not just music, but like artworks and original video, it is incredible.
Yeah, there's so much good fan-created content in the rhythm game community in general, and I'm gonna do a little plug. You will get to see some of that fan-generated content If you meet that bonus game incentive for not ITG, the entire pack that Spoody's going to be doing is almost entirely fan-created content.
Well, and that's the thing. I think we know Spoody Biscuit.
Eles estão fazendo agora de
those absolutely incredible Necrodancer runs, right? But not ITG.
conteúdo criado pela comunidade. Charts são os mapas, como a música é visualmente, onde cada nota vai. Então tem a comunidade é uma parte importante para os jogos de ritmo. E se você quiser ver ações da comunidade, tem o bônus game, o próximo bônus game, que é o Statmania para Not ITG, e é incrível, simplesmente. Eu não sei se vão jogar no tapete de dança ou no teclado, né? Mas ambos são absurdos.
Oh, I would be glad to, because we've got a lot coming in for this one. We have a $200 donation from Touchy Beats
Ouvi
community.
dizerem que essa música é boa, hein?
Hey Jamage, congratulations from the Touchy Beats community on the Crossbeats showcase. Incredibly excited to see Akatsuki and friends take the spotlight along with you. Thanks for keeping the Crossbeats community energized with your amazing scores and streams. Here's to that second Impact Boss incentive.
Thank you so much. Shout outs to the Touchy Beats Discord.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All touchscreen rhythm games, not just cross beats. Anyway, continue, Enigma.
Absolutely. We've got amazing. We've got a $42.80 donation from Shinji16 who says, I'm a simple human. I see music games. I donate. Thank you, AGDQ, for continuing to help showcase more of the music game community. And of course, thank you to the staff, runners, and the chat for making this.
Eu tô vendo que teve uma donate do... Tem um cara chamado Shinji16, que é um cara que eu assisto, ele é assistir de Beatmania. Ele falou, eu sou uma pessoa simples, eu vejo um jogo de música, eu dou, eu vejo. Inclusive, olha aqui, música nova também.
That's like about like $5,000 within like the past 10 minutes or so. Chat, you are amazing. Thank you, everyone.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Thank you, Enigma. You're amazing.
Hey, I'm just doing my best. You're amazing. I'm just making it. I'm just trying to make everything look as good as I can. So you're all doing fantastic. I love watching this stuff. And we've got more donations if you want to hear them.
Yeah, keep going to the end of this song.
Okay, will do. I've got a $50 donation from Sparkover who says, I am so thrilled to see rhythm games at GDQ. Jamich, it's always a ton of fun to watch you showing off crossbeats, and I'm most certainly putting this money towards your boss song incentive. Also, shout-outs to Kinda Nerdy Housewife. I saw the perlers you made, and they look fantastic. Shinji, lovely to see you on the couch in another
Ele aumentou a dificuldade, aparentemente.
Someone say you knew how to beatbox?
Música 78, ok.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Sparko. Wonderful member of the rhythm gaming community. Okay, Yamajet time.
I know very little BMS, but I know Yamajet. But I'm gonna let Dot speak to him because he probably knows him better than I do.
Yes, Yamajet has been around for a very, very long time. Started making music in the BMS community very, very long time ago as well. First album was actually released Jet Set, I think it was like 2003. But Yamajet is huge within the BMS community. Honestly, was alongside the originating artists with the defining genres for house music and things of that nature. So when you're running into something like this and crossbeats, it's just enlightening to listen to, you know?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
the early 2000s sounds about right, because I remember encountering Yamajet in Foon Mix, which was actually a really popular Stepmania like complete conversion at the time in the early 2000s.
Right. Well, and the thing about it, that was the first official album release. You know, we're not talking about just the, you know, BMS random songs that were submitted for events. Back, I mean, in maybe the late 90s, there were Yamajet tracks, you know, that you could play on BM98 and whatnot, so...
Oh man, and right now we're seeing what I like to call tap flicks, which is where you'll have a tap that you have to transition into a swipe. And Jamich is playing those on one hand and playing the melody on another hand.
Just a quick update, we've officially crossed $10,000 on that Boss Song Showcase. We're over 1/3 of the way there, so keep your donations coming in for that incentive.
Let's go, let's get hype. Jamich is really putting it out there right now.
And speaking of hype, all of either like the sour please or like just like music related jam emotes, like chat, so happy to see all of you having as much fun as you are, because it is a thrill for us to be here.
Woo!
Jamich, let's go. Let's go.
E acabamos.
Just a cheerful little song about
Nem
the end
querer
of the
falar
world
muito
right there.
no meio pra não atrapalhar.
The lyrics are actually super sad if you actually know the translation. Next,
É só
we
35%
Have some familiar
no
faces if I'm
incentivo
I know Dot's been waiting for this
desse
one.
jogo, que é
This is personally my
também
favorite song in the game. It is by artist Ram, who was a big
se
artist
bater
in the Bimani series as
o
well.
Yes, ma'am.
Jammer, que é quem tá
And
jogando,
it's drum and bass, so you know
ele
it's
vai
a
jogar
master
as
of drum and
5
bass.
músicas mais difíceis desse jogo. São Minerva, Taboo, Kotobuki, que são level 90,
This is an
primeira,
absolute
falei,
banger, chat.
Megalomania,
Hype, please. This song is so good.
Let's see those jam
tá,
emotes.
já,
Please.
Jam emotes for Jamich.
This song is so good.
claro que pra vocês
Ram never misses.
vai ser
I mean, maybe
de
on one track.
level 93 e Megalomania Second,
Do you really want to bring that up? But
que
okay.
é level 99.
I will cut that off by saying one of my favorite things about this particular chart that Jamich is doing, which I guess I should explain what a chart is. A chart is the older term. A lot of newer games will use map. We use that to describe these swim circles right here. Oh, those are so good. Just the little flick circles, it's almost like you're in a swimming pattern. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, it is the set of motions, the set of inputs you have to do for a specific song. Usually a song will have multiple charts, each of a different difficulty. I know like Beat Saber and a lot of more modern games use the term map to mean the same thing, basically.
And to be fair, those newer games, like it's in 3D spaces, so calling it maps as opposed to a note chart, like it does make sense.
Yeah, it does.
It really does.
Some of these like patterns and flourishes, especially as we're going in and out of like the drop, just wonderful stuff.
Oh,
Meu Deus, o
listen to
que
these
foi
amen
aquilo?
breaks.
Right, and that was one thing I wanted to point out is the fact that this map, you know, chart follows a lot of the drum vibes. I love it when drum and bass tracks and charts follow that drum and bass vibe. Jamich putting in work again.
Not to mention, it's not just a drum and bass vibe, it's Ram. It's good drum and bass.
Gritty.
Just an update, we just crossed 11,000. We're about 19,000 away from the incentive, so keep them on coming.
Ooh, keep it up, chat. I believe in you.
Thank you so much, chat.
Okay, so
next.
everybody, I have an important question. I have a very important question. How about some electro?
So up next, we have the most polarizing artist in rhythm games.
I was about to say one of the most divisive artists, but yeah, absolutely.
Chat, I want you to
for folks on the
spam.
couch. Folks on the couch. Pro Slake or anti Slake?
Sparker is good, but Slake under his main pen name, I guess, is bad.
Eles estão falando que
I love
esse
Slake.
é um dos
I'm pro Slake. Pro Slake.
artistas mais importantes para os jogos de ritmo. Alguma
I
coisa
think this
assim.
is some of Slake's best work, and to see this in crossbeats makes me. I mean, I appreciate Slake's work in 2DX, but God, I wish I could have something like this to play in 2DX.
I mean, Slake is an artist I know a lot of folks that aren't really into Bimani, but into like electronic music, adore his work, and yeah, like seeing him start his stuff here and kind of just lessons learned. Like, yeah, I wish I had this in 2DX.
I think the thing about Slake is there's just this very organic sound that you can't leave. You know, like there's just organic sound with Slake. It might not resonate with a lot of people, but you can't, you know, deteriorate against an artist who really puts this sort of effort into their music, you know?
Yep,
So-
you're right. I guess I will have to formally apologize, my dearest Slake. I apologize for
was about
saying
to
you
say,
were so called bad. You were there for me when I wasn't there for you.
I also see a lot of folks in chat getting very, very loud about being either in favor of Slake or not a fan of Slake. Love to see it.
Jam it, hitting the polyrhythms just on point. Let's go.
Yep, by polyrhythms we mean that you're playing one part of the song on one hand and the other part, a different part of the song on a different hand. Generally, you're playing the drums on one hand and the melody on another hand, but really it can be any parts of the song.
I was about to say that sounds real familiar for when I'm playing doubles in 2DX. So
Yep.
knowing that this is a two-hand game, I'm not surprised that the charts are doing the same thing because it makes a lot of logical sense once you get used to it.
The beauty visually behind these charts and maps are just gorgeous. Great job, Jamage. Let's keep going. Chat,
Yeah.
keep it going as well. Let's keep those donations rolling through. Let's reach this
So we
incentive.
got one more artist that people might know. From
É isso,
2DX.
acabou a
This
música.
is a trance artist named Sada.
Yes, Sada!
We're gonna have Shoujo Zeze. And I'm actually gonna put on ultimate mode because I want to show you one of the hardest life bars in all of rhythm games.
So this is a
What
good
makes this
time.
hard?
This is a good time for me to explain the life gauge. So at the top of the screen,
Para a música do
once we get
Sada,
through the loading here,
eu
loading. At the top of the screen, you will see a purple bar. That is Jamich's life bar. If that ever hits the bottom, Jamich will fail the song. On the normal life gauge, it is very easy to build your life back up. Basically, it's a life bar. If you miss something, it goes down. On the easy gauge,
aquela
if you do
ali
well, you
no
can
topo
build
da
it
tela,
back up. This is
aquela
the
barrinha
ultimate
roxa
gauge. It
é a
is
vida
one of
do
the most brutal life
do cara.
bars
Se ele errar
in
muito
rhythm gaming. If you get
e
just
chegar
even
a barrinha no
a
final,
little bit
a barrinha
off
zerar,
time, it will
ele
drop
perde a música.
like a rock. And when you do well, it barely fills it all. And if it ever hits zero, it is an auto fail. You are kicked out of the song. On the easier life bar, even if your life goes down to zero, you still get a failed rating, but you get to finish out your song. Not on ultimate gauge.
Ele deixa você terminar a música, não tem vida nenhuma,
Absolute banger.
mas ele
Absolute
deixa
banger.
claro que você
Let's
não
keep that
passou da
going.
música.
And I know just before the song started, Dot was mentioning it, how amazing these charts are visually. And I can't stress enough how great the design is in this game, because not only does it look good, and like the charts visually are fun, but the physical execution is also right there too. Like, it is amazing to play as well as it is to watch. I know that as much fun as we're having, Jim's just likely having the time of his life.
Yeah, I know that when I play this game, I start, I just subconsciously just start dancing a little bit when I'm playing.
And that's the thing. I mean, with 2DX as well, there's certain songs that I play.
Oh, that was scary.
Let's go. Still got it. We take those. We take those. That's what we know about. Let's go, Jamage.
That end is so hard because you got the drums on one hand.
Foi
On the other hand,
quase
you're playing
bem
the
perto da
entire
barra
vocal
chegar no
line.
fim.
And again, the hitboxes kind of crowd a little bit, so you get a little off. I wanted to do a song that I knew I'd take a little damage on, but that I also knew I wouldn't fail. So we won't be doing that anymore, but the thing to know at Ultimate Gauge is if you get a super, the second grade, your life bar goes down. Not up, not straight, not flat, down. So really
Anything
rough.
aside from what the game wants is absolutely perfect. So, out of curiosity, like, what is that timing window? Like, I know for 2DX and for DDR, like, the best judgment is roughly 2 frames before or 2 frames after, assuming 60 frames per second. Do you know what it is roughly for crossbeats?
We
I don't know
exactly.
I
We
feel
don't.
like it's very 2DX. I think it's very close to 2DX. It's probably 2 or 3 frames. Let me make sure I got all this set up. All right.
Yeah, the documentation on it's not great.
Mas eles estão discutindo sobre timing windows, são usadas para julgar quando você acerta uma nota. Então, tem diferentes links para uma nota. Tem o ruim, o ok, o bom, o incrível, muito incrível. Vamos pensar assim.
I was gonna say, I saw some Toho fans earlier saying, "Oh, there's Toho in this game."
Na verdade, acho que tô confundindo tudo, na real. Peraí, deixa eu pensar
The next 3 songs that Jamich are going to be playing are actually songs that were from a crossover
não, é isso aí mesmo.
Groove Coaster arcade game. If you know Japanese
Aí
rhythm
ver
games,
quantos
they love
frames
to do
foi
crossover
antes
events
ou depois
where one game will send
de eu
some
ser
of their
acertado.
songs to the other game and vice versa.
Não.
This song
Quantos
came
frames
from
antes
Groove
ou depois
Coaster
você acertou
Fever, which is the arcade version of
a
Groove
nota.
Coaster.
Tempo que deveria.
And this song has some. Look at those right angle flick patterns. Those are so hard to do.
Ih, acho que eu já ouvi essa música.
Like my brain, mathematically, I'm looking at this, and it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to visually follow those called out flicks, and it's just like, how?
And then this clock pattern is also really cool.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, that clock pattern is delightful.
Charting creativity, it's just absolutely outstanding to see. Jamich, let's go.
Now, I did see a few folks in chat asking where they can get this game, which I believe is an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was well, let's start from the beginning. There was a iOS version of this game, but unfortunately it's been discontinued and removed from the iOS store, so it's a little bit hard to get.
Voltando para assunto. Estão perguntando qualquer window do crossbeats, porque o Beatmania tem mais ou menos 2 frames antes, 2 frames depois, que ele faz esse julgamento de rank. Aí eles falaram que não sabiam muito bem como é que funcionava, que era algo assim.
This is one of the hardest charts in my entire set.
I'm guessing because it's a more technical chart?
You'll see. It moves, there's a lot more, less vertical motion, more horizontal motion. Gotta bring your hands over. This is hard dance, baby.
Also, Shinji and KNH, I'm so sorry to interrupt what you all were talking about with the Let's Go after Jamich got the full combo.
No, that was appropriately hyped. So there used to be an iOS version, and now it's mainly just either private machine owners like Jamich or some arcades run the machines offline. Is that right, KNH?
Yep, there is a arcade chain that's recently moved into North America called Round One. Most, but not all Round Ones will have some crossbeat cabinets. There's also several providers who provide games for anime and video game conventions, and many of them also have traveling crossbeats cabinets. So next time you're at your local anime or video game convention, check the arcade. You might be able to play the game there. The last thing is there's a spiritual successor to this game available for iOS and Android called Seven's Code. It's not the exact gameplay, but there is a mode in that game that is very similar to crossbeats.
Now I was gonna say that's also produced by Naoki, right?
I was gonna say also as well, yeah, same thing, Shinji.
Yep, it's actually generally accepted that Naoki actually left this game to go work on that game.
Just to jump in here with an update.
But generally accepted.
Just to jump in here with an update, we are still about $18,000 away from the incentive.
Não falando de como jogar esse jogo. Simplesmente não dá pra jogar mais. Como eu falei antes, esse jogo foi lançado em 2016. 2018 ele foi. Não parava. Ele não era mais. Acho que comprável no iOS. Também comprar um arcade não é uma das coisas muito viáveis, né? Então você praticamente não tem mais como jogar esse jogo. Existe um sucessor espiritual que eu não consigo entender muito o nome.
Prevent Cancer Foundation focusing on prevention, which is so important.
Here we go. For some reason, my brain just blanked on the kana. So I want to introduce Toriana as well. Toriana is an amazing chiptune artist. If you've never heard her stuff, go check it out on YouTube. She's just amazing, and if you like chiptunes, this is going to be your jam right here.
I was about to say, I remember Toriana being one of your favorite artists. But also, again, talking about those donations, again, chat, thank you so much for helping support such a great cause. And even if you're not able to donate, tons of hype in chat. Y'all are wonderful. Thank you so much for being here, everybody.
Yeah, this is a fantastic song by Toriana. Picorasates. Crossbeat, or it was crossover from Crossbeats into Groove Coaster, but we're here now. Big banger.
Yep, this is HDM. The previous song also was crossed from Crossbeats into Groove Coaster. I don't think it's made it into any of the home versions yet, unfortunately. I don't think it's made it to, like, YY Party yet.
Nope, not yet.
QLWA is in YY Party, and that's on this as well.
More of those tap flicks. Tap flick. Those are so fun. Those tap flicks are such satisfying patterns when you.
I was gonna say they seem really tricky, but I'm guessing really satisfying.
Yep, you don't have to lift your finger, so you tap on the tap and then you just draw your finger into the swipe.
So it's almost like it's a way to, from a chart perspective, to have a more exaggerated flick.
Exactly.
Oh, that's really creative.
I'm sorry, I'm popping in my chair again.
Yeah, it's really cool, the fact that, like, all the chiptune vibes that you're getting from this, like, from what I understand too, is that she actually uses an actual Game Boy, for a lot of the chiptunes, which is really, really cool to see and listen to as well.
I was gonna say, it sounded more 8-bit as opposed to a fake bit. Like, it sounded like it was using actual hardware.
Toriana actually did a live DJ set at MagFest, and I believe it was 2018. So has actually performed in North America.
Just to jump in, quick update. We've had some big donations come in. We're almost halfway there. We're at $14,500 for the Boss Song Showcase. We've had some big donations come in, but please also remember that every little bit helps. Don't feel like you need to drop a big one. 5 here, 5 there, all towards the incentive. They all add up. We're almost halfway there, so keep those donations coming in.
Okay, next we're going to have a pretty familiar song. Jamich, want to introduce it?
Yeah, so if you've been watching GDQ, this is a Capcom game. We've got some songs from Capcom, and we have a game that was featured we have a song that's featured prominently in a run we had earlier in the marathon. That's right, if you stayed up late last night and watched Mega Mem 2, you're going to recognize this song. Now,
my bad.
Now, it doesn't have the kazoo, it's going to have a rock band cover to it, so it's going to be a little different. Let's see if I can actually sort by alpha.
Então aí, pra quem assistiu a range de Mega Man 2 ou a do Mega Man 2, tem aí a música do Stage 1 do Wii.
We have a $150 donation from Dawn Dust, who says, so excited to finally see Jamich get to show off Crossbeats.
Porque, no fim das contas, esse jogo é da Capcom.
We have a $50 donation from Giuseppe,
Então
who
curtam.
says, wins Jingle Bells, yours truly, a fellow Touchy Beats Cab owner. We have a $50 donation from UbiParts who says, super excited to see some high-level X Beats play. Loving everything you're doing. Really hoping that we can get that boss song. And just an update, we are officially halfway there. We're at 50%. We got to get to 30,000. We're at 15,000. Let's keep those donations coming in. Such as this one, a $20 donation from Cyber, who says, this is so exciting. I love it when the speedrunning community and the community of music games come together on GDQ for a great cause. Whether it be key-sounded games, touchscreen games, or games where you use your whole body, I think most gamers can appreciate the skill it takes to do well while keeping the rhythm. Shoutouts from Georgia to Dot Phase, Jamich, Shinji, and the whole music game crew. We have $50 from Janafin, who says, as someone else who's played rhythm games for literal decades now, it's still amazing to see a dedicated player playing top-level songs. I had to put this towards the Boss Song Showcase. Much love to Dot from the whole fam. The Atlanta community misses you for sure. We have a $30 donation from Coronia, who says, hey there, I'm your Crossbeats Rev Sunrise Navigator, Coronia. What a dazzling season it is to see such a
Que é isso, minha gente? Esse é Crossbeats Revision Sunrise, jogo de ritmo da Capcom, que ele usa touchscreen. Uma showcase, by the way, não é uma speedrun.
Oh, that was amazing.
I have no idea who that was, but I love it.
Whoever that was, thank you. And a lot of familiar names in those recent donations. Also, I see a ton of familiar names in chat. The music game community, thank you so much for being here, in addition to all the wonderful folks that are here for AGDQ in general. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, thank you so much.
This is a story song, so I turned up the video so you can kind of see some of the characters that are involved in the story, such as it matters to a rhythm game.
Yep, this game
tem
used to have live
vídeo por
online
trás também.
services, and as part of those, there was a little story mode that went along with the game and tells the story of the game. And there are various songs that sort of tell the story of the game in sort of a music video format. And this was the one. This game basically had two major editions. There was the original Crossbeats Rev, and then the first major update was called Crossbeats Rev Sunrise, and that's what we're playing for you today. And this song was sort of the introduction of the Sunrise characters.
So are you saying you could say that I only play my music game for the plot?
I mean, you could. You could.
Also, again, thank you all so much for the donations. Again, like I know we just crossed the halfway point. No, that's another 2,000. Chat, you are doing amazing work to beat cancer. Thank you so much.
Yes, they are. Do you mind if I drop in with a kind of special one here that just came
Talvez eu...
Go ahead.
Eu não sei se o som tá bom.
We had an anonymous
Dá uma olhada
donation
agora, não sei.
with $1,000. Dropping that. That's anonymous. They said,
unbelievable. Thank you.
They said,
Doação de $1.000.
Combo. Let's see that boss song showcase. Thank you, anonymous. That's fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
For such a fantastic cause. Thank you so much for the wonderful donations, everybody. Chat, let's keep it going. Thank you so much, Enigma, as well, for reading out the donations.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Oh man!
So we
Look
were
at these
talking
flick
about
patterns.
the
Look at
plot.
these flicks.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was a bad timing on my part to jump in. That ending is incredible.
I had to work this into the set just because of that ending.
Yeah, Jamit, you're putting in work.
Talvez aumente pouquinho o som do jogo.
Man, I have no clue how you do this. I play, like, we've been playing 2DX for
Deixa eu ver se tá bom.
no clue how you do this. Absolutely wonderful job.
That's one thing I love about music games. If you have 3 different music games, you could have a high-tier player in one looking at the other two saying, what is this witchcraft that you do? But the other two are going to have the exact same reaction.
Jamich is literally casting spells on this touchscreen right now. Like,
Eu espero que meu som esteja assim também.
But talking about putting in work, it's worth mentioning, like, all of this amazing high-tier play, you know, in the middle of a marathon. Like, you know, no sweat. Again, Jamich, incredible play on your part. In chat, you have been hype as all heck throughout all of this. Thank you so much for that.
Right now, we're sort of doing a little bit of a rock block right now, so we're getting in those rock guitars. The vocalist for this song is Mafu Mafu, who some of you might know from outside of the rhythm game community. They've done a lot of Vocaloid covers.
Eu vou
and that's
aumentar
kind of where they got their
só mais
start.
pouquinho.
Oh, Vocaloid.
Oh no.
Is this something that we're going to talk about? Vocaloid.
É isso.
Shinji.
Oh no, Vocaloid's amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Just
Yeah, I know. Before we went live, I was
there.
I know before we went live, I had some remarks about Vocaloid, but that was about the software, not about the artist. Anyway, yes.
Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, just an update. We've crossed $18,000. We're $12,000 away. So, chat, you see the time on the screen and you see the estimate on the bottom right. We're creeping up on that estimate. Don't delay. If you want to see that boss song showcase, let's get that final 12,000 in. Thank you all very much for those of you that have.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Faltam 12 mil dólares para o incentivo das músicas mais difíceis desse jogo. Mas falta bem pouco tempo, faltam uns 20 e poucos minutos. 20 e poucos não. É 20 e poucos na real. Será que eles conseguem 12 mil dólares em 20 minutos?
Sounds good to me.
Honestly,
Sounds like a plan.
let's get that train going.
So that was an 82, although honestly, as far as the 82s go, I think it's relatively straightforward. But we're going to enter the not boss difficulty, but the harder part of the non-boss set. So again, get those donations in because we're getting close to the end here.
If you want to, I guess you could say this is like an appetizer of what we might be able to get if we get that incentive.
Yeah, we're going to start working that difficulty up a little bit more here. Let's start with Fractalize by Sakujo.
What's really
Agora vai
interesting
aumentar
about this
pouquinho só
song
a
is its
dificuldade.
time signature. I'm not a music theory
Pra
person, but
demonstrar
it's like I forget if it's 7/4 or 7/8.
pouquinho do que seria
I believe it
incentivo.
has both. And yeah, as a musician, like I cannot imagine having to toggle between those.
So the thing about this chart is it just has really interesting but hard to accomplish timings.
Right. And I
Oh
think
my
with
god!
that-
Yeah, I'm listening to that slap guitar, and I'm losing my mind over that because I'm like, wait, what is that rhythm?
Right, with these patterns, it's so easy to get crossed up. I mean, the timing and accuracy that Jamich is really showcasing right now is outstanding.
Special update, we just crossed $20,000 on the incentive. We are $10,000 away. Chat,
Come on, chat.
let's bring it home for Prevent Cancer Foundation and this Boss Song Showcase incentive.
Come on, chat, y'all heard Enigma.
A
Let's
gente
go.
já conseguimos
Let's go.
mais 2 mil dólares para
This is a
incentivo.
very, very hype showcase, and Jamich put a lot of time into the set list.
Talvez dê pra rolar, hein?
Getting this accuracy on point. Let's go.
And again, chat, thank you all so much for being here. And remember, it doesn't have to be those giant donations like we had earlier. Although Nats and Anonymous with those huge donations, thank you. But even if it is just $5, or maybe you're riding that $9.99 train, everything counts and everything adds up. Thank you all so much for anything you're able to do.
Got through the hard part. Count the beats here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Listen to that odd rhythm.
Let's go, Jamich.
And the other thing is it's switching from horizontal stack notes to vertical stack notes. So you actually have to.
You're a monster.
Full
You're a
combo.
monster. Come on, Jamich. Let's
Are you
go.
kidding me?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's
Full
go.
combo,
That was
let's
so rough
go.
on, too. Those little offset jackhammers in there. Took me forever to learn those.
I was going to say,
Alright.
because not only is it in 7/4, which is not a typical rhythm, but as I
Cara,
think
tá
Kate was just getting to,
insano,
it changes from
rapaziada.
horizontal orientation to vertical. So you have to be
O
physically
combo,
careful with
pra
how
quem
you
sabe, é
positioning yourself to
acertar
play.
todas as teclas,
Yeah, you have to change your
relacionadas com
hands
todas as
from
notas,
right-left
sem errar
position
nenhuma.
to a,
É
you know, stacked
acertar
on
todas,
top
no
of
caso.
each other.
Just
Kinda-
incredible.
I feel so bad. Kind of nerdy housewife. I'm so sorry for interrupting you with just the absurd blurts that I just put out there with full combos. That was an absolutely outstanding play. Chat, let's go. Let's get these donations in for an absolutely outstanding cause. Let's go.
I was gonna say, on the one hand, chat, I see tons of full combo hype. Thank you, because it is deserved. But again, we are running out of time. Keep that hype going. Keep those donations coming, please.
And this is a huge banger. Huge banger. You can see Jamich's shoulders just moving with this track. Let's go.
I was about to say those bass kicks are phenomenal.
So one thing Crossbeats really likes to do is it gets you into a flow, right? Like you're jamming out, you know where the notes are gonna be. You're like, yeah, I got the rhythm, and then it'll just put a little twist on it and throw you off. It loves to do that. It'll like add a little second rhythm, or maybe it'll put the things that were on the right side on the left side and vice versa. It just always, once you get in a groove, it throws a little twist at you.
Little bit of an update. We just crossed $22,000. We're about $8,000 away. I can see the finish line and I can smell that incentive about to be met. We're only 8,000 away. Keep them coming in.
We only got a couple songs left. We're so close.
Que espécie de DJ Hero é esse? Eu te contar que eu não conheço DJ Hero.
Thank you for having me.
Mas esse aqui é o Crossbeats Revision.
I was gonna say, I was just hearing that vocal hook. That is
Sunrise.
amazing.
Inclusive aí no Tsim.
The familiar
É meio que
scream
um uso,
sample.
olhando daqui.
That's the hard part right there.
No jogo touchscreen. Eu nem expliquei depois do começo, né, véi? Mas existem diversos tipos de nota nesse negócio. Tem as notas circulares, elas só precisa dar um toquinho nela. Tem os quadrados que você tem que segurar. E tem meio que uma setinha amarela indo pro lado, que é pra você ter que dar um slide, tem que deslizar o dedo.
Unless they would be so kind as to allow me to do so. I have one song that's kind of a stretch goal here.
We just crossed 25,000. We're less than 5,000 away. That bar is filling up, but it's got to fill up faster, folks. Time is ticking down.
This is our first song with BPM changes?
Yes, this song features Soflan. Would one of
E
you
agora
like to
faltam
explain
$5
what
só
Soflan is
pra
and where that term originates
incentivo
from?
de das músicas mais difíceis desse jogo.
Hold on, stop. Soft landing on the body. What do you mean, Shinji?
So, there was a song in, I believe it was 2DX.
Será que bate antes do fim? Nem sei mais falar. Será que bate antes do fim ou não?
So, it was one of the first charts to have really gratuitous BPM changes. So no matter what you did for your speed mods, you were going to be in for a rough time. And abbreviate that title of soft landing on the body to soft land. So that's often a term that gets used for BPM changes that are either less than kind or gimmicky or meant to actually be part of the difficulty and not just necessarily for accent or for the flow of the song.
So yeah, if you're watching the chart right now, speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down.
We just crossed 26,000 for the incentive.
Esse cara é muito monstro. E, cara, ele está assim destruindo o jogo.
Here's that soft land. It just went from 200 BPM to 100 BPM, so halftime necessarily, but visually seeing that, it's very, very tough, especially in a game like this.
I was gonna say, it looked like arrows were coming in as opposed to arrows were teleporting. That change is drastic. But yeah, chat, only 4,000 more to go. Remember, it doesn't matter if it's $500 or $5. Every bit counts. Help us get over that line.
So I've got one more song in the official set list, so you don't have too much time. I have one extra prepared if we're able to go 2 minutes longer. Leave that up to everybody else.
Yeah, that is up
Mais uma
to-
música
to
feita.
the producer.
Acho que ele vai pra última agora.
I have a feeling
Pra ver se o incentivo bate.
We'll figure something out here.
Okay. So we are moving into Black Lotus.
I am so excited for this. I love Malzahn.
And we just crossed 27,000. We're 3,000 away.
So the fun thing about this is it has a pattern. About 2/3 of the way through, I call the Circle of Doom, where it is a circle of tap notes that are incredibly dense and incredibly fast.
This whole chart it's hard, but it's amazing.
I'm not surprised. I mean, it's Malzahn. Every song they've done has just been amazing, either like hard trance or just divine drum and bass.
Right. And this is the perfect time to get those donations in.
We're about $1,300 away.
Okay, while we're watching Jamich's fingers fly, give me like 2 or 3
Agora faltam
donations.
$1.000 só. Oh, 600.
I sure can. We have a lot of them coming in. We have a $100 donation from Narf, who says, had to push towards that Boss Song showcase in the upcoming official written Flake apology. And we have, I like this one.
$200 agora, hein? E let's go! Desafio concluído. Então teremos as músicas mais difíceis do crossbeats.
So we have now officially hit the Boss Song Showcase.
No way.
For this run, we have crossed
Are you kidding me?
Well done.
I am literally shaking right now. I am literally shaking.
I am honestly doing my best. Yeah, I'm doing my best not to just scream right now. Chat, you are amazing.
E o cara que tá jogando nem deve saber que bateu incentivo.
Let's go, let's go. Prevent Cancer Foundation, let's go.
E aí, Matheus?
30K, $30,000.
Y'all are incredible. Thank you so much, Enigma. Thank you.
Think about that for a moment, chat. We're all here having a good time, jamming to some amazing music, watching some incredible gameplay. Y'all just raised $30,000 for an amazing cause. Y'all are amazing.
Did you hear that, Jamich?
Oh yeah, I was a little occupied to actually react. But we'll emote now. Thank you so much, chat. Incredible show of support for Rhythm Games and the charity.
A little occupied getting an S grade on a level 84 song like it's nothing. Janet, you are doing incredible.
So we have one encore track. This is my closer song when I do a typical set. This is my favorite song in the entire game. This is harder than the others. I'm not gonna do quite as well. We might be looking at more like an 85% clear rate than the 90s we've been trying to get the rest of the time.
Essa aqui é agora a música favorita do cara que tá jogando.
This is going to be our last song before the boss showcase, and because of your generous donations, I think Jamich is going to go right into the boss showcase after this.
He did.
But anyway, what I was saying is, let's hear some of those generous donations that unlocked that boss showcase.
Esse vídeo de quanto tempo não é uma speedrun, isso é um showcase, uma demonstração. Peraí, eu preciso tirar.
Cheers to the rhythm game community that is inclusive into helping bring new players into these games and old players back.
Um showcase, uma demonstração, pra mostrar como que é o jogo e tal. É bem da hora.
Love you, bro. That's a huge donation, man. Brilliant message. Thank you, Enigma, for reading that.
You're welcome. I got plenty more. We have a $100 donation from 7 Deadly Sins, who says, this run is blowing my mind, so I've got to donate to see more. Let's get this boss showcase. And we did. Thank you, 7 Deadly Sins. We've got a $50 donation from MEC, who says, always a fan of these rhythm.
Jogo de ritmo normalmente não tem speedrun.
We have $25
Que são
from Sergeant Blue, who
músicas.
says, long-time viewer, first-time donator. Had to donate to the latest installment in my favorite franchise. And we had $10 from Mustang in Exile, who says, hype for dance games at AGDQ. And $50 from Robert, who says, let's dance.
Okay, and I think Jamich is just ready to move right into that boss song showcase. First up, we have
E agora vamos para
which is
as
going to be a
músicas
level 90
do
song.
incentivo.
This is probably the least gimmicky of the songs. It's the most straightforward.
São as músicas
It's basically
mais
a
difíceis, como eu já
skills
falei
test.
várias
It
vezes.
throws a little bit
Vai começar
of
com Minerva,
everything
que
that
é
you've
uma
learned by
música de
playing the
nível
game. There's
90.
flick chains,
Se não era
there's
música
dance
difícil,
tap
não.
patterns, you
Aquela
know,
era
there's
a música
holds.
favorita
It's
do
just
Jamich,
really a test of
mas não era
mastery of the game,
das
but in a
músicas mais difíceis.
straightforward manner.
I was gonna say, just the song preview alone sounds much more intense.
Well, and that's 9 for you. Nine is known for, you know, composing songs that have charts that are just filled with absolute nonsense. I don't mean to sound rude by saying that, but I mean it's just
Yeah, no,
it's
that's
just a messy mix of.
yeah. I think you can say that as a compliment, thinking about the work they've done for like Citus and Demo and some of the other like Rayark music games. Yeah, 9 tracks are usually musically real dense and real all over the place, and I say that as a positive.
And Jamich, let's go.
Look at these rolls and these flick chains.
Thank you so much, chat, and everybody to make this incentive happen. We really do appreciate you. Thank you so much.
How does he do it? I can bear. So I'm a decently good crossbeats REV player. I'm not the best, but I'm decently good. I can barely follow what's going on here.
Depois de ver esse vídeo de Mega Man de manhã, não duvido mais nada.
Kind of give up and enjoy the music just because the library in this game is so good.
Look at the chords.
Como assim aquele Mega Man zoado, cara? O jogo tava lindo.
Like, I'm using all of my brain power, my music game brain power, just to follow the
You didn't
chart.
say break power. You didn't say break power.
I'm
did you?
sorry.
Those circles and those circles and then those crosses are so blisteringly fast.
But just to absorb all this information, and then also to have to execute on it is just ridiculous.
I was gonna say it's one thing to have the chart, it's another to have the timing and execution. Like that's where the real like music game mastery comes into play. It's not just knowing what the game wants you to do; it's doing it precisely.
Shinji, kind hungry housewife chat. This is we were talking about this is 90. Let's go.
Woo!
Let's go.
Just incredible work,
Absolutely
Jamich.
outstanding.
That's over 900
Let's
notes.
go.
And
E essa foi a primeira música.
notes, but you got the keys to help you keep in position. You're all over the place.
Do Boss Song Showcase.
This is just absolutely outstanding. You're doing such a fantastic job, man. You're really, really putting in work, man. Very proud of you.
Next up, we got Istanbul. This is another one by Naoki
A próxima
Maeda
música que ele vai
under his
ganhar vai ser
Revenge alias,
Istanbul.
which you might
Istanbul.
have seen used in DDR. What's funny is he has the Rev capitalized because it's Crossbeats Rev, so he capitalized the Rev in Revenge. When this game was online, in order to even see this song, you had to get a 99% clear rate and a full combo on a song of 75 difficulty or higher. Since the game has gone offline, they can't, track that on servers anymore, so they just have it opened for you to play at any time. But when this game was live, you didn't even see this song unless you were already a master at the game.
Look at those flick chains already off the back.
I was gonna say, yeah, this chart already is not pulling any punches.
And yeah, this is Naoki in his style, similar to Exotic Ethnic and
Suguru?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this really puts in like a weird like Sakura vibe with like, gotta shout out the Georgia community with this, but like a bag vibe too. Shout out to Bagel.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamich is actually slightly adjusting his speed here to compensate for the Soflan. Oh my gosh, these chords are impossible.
I was about to say, just the degree to which they were toggling, like that is intense.
Okay, Jamich, I don't think I've ever seen you at this capacity, man. Like,
I've been watching. Jamit has been practicing hard for this one. He was so honored to be on GDQ, and he practiced so hard to put on a good performance today.
And a lot of that is thanks to all of the hype that we've had in chat all along, knowing that's what was going to be here. So thank you not only for, you know, having us here, but chat, thank you for being hyped for this. It is amazing all around.
That end is so hard to read because it slows back down one
super
more time.
short song.
E acabou a segunda música.
Those holds right before the end look really awkward too.
Quer ver se isso aqui amanhã vai folder de manhã tá assustado.
Speaking of super rough, let's move to Kotobuki. The very last song I ever
Vai ser
passed in
diferente.
the game. I passed the 99 before I passed this. So this song is also going to feel
Agora
very
vamos
familiar to
para
DDR
mais uma
players because it's going to go back to the
música de
same
nível
classical
90,
Japanese
que é a
rhythm
Kotobuki.
that Naoki previously used for Sakura.
Because it's the same alias, the Revenge alias.
Isso.
And if you're all familiar with like Mike Tyson's Punch Out in the NES, Piston Honda's theme is that same classical Japanese riff, so you'll recognize that as well.
Yeah, the melody here is based on a classic Japanese folk song, which has been used in many other games.
Jamich, let's go. Chat, let's go.
This song also has some extreme soflan. It goes from 70 BPM to 140, back to 70, up to 280, and then you backed out. It's ridiculous.
So what you're saying is basically double time, but then taking into a third of the time, and then back to double time, and then back to a third of the time?
Pretty much. It's
God,
basically, to sum it up to rhythm gamers, it's the classic Naoki boss song, right?
That sounds about right.
Jamich is an absolute beast, just putting in so much effort right now.
Yeah, I know, because again, it's one thing to like be casually playing and then be in part of an event. It's another to have high tier play and then to maintain it for as long as he's had to. Like, I am
point
amazed
this
at
out
this.
that he's playing the shamisen on one of his hands in that section. I
What a
always
crazy
thought that was
polyrhythm.
really cool.
What a crazy polyrhythm.
We've got some pretty hype donations here. I got 2 of them. Do you mind if I read them real quick?
Please do.
Absolutely, go for it.
These are great. We have a $500
Olha essa barra de mais menos. Essa
is a joy. Crossbeats
Ah,
is a revelation.
eu gostaria das
Let's
notas.
beat cancer. And we have a $750 donation from B.
Enquanto você já deve ter quebrado a primeira vez é isso. Essas telas são bem recentes, tá? Porque elas são de um arcade.
Touch and Go being a song title.
Então, né? Tem que ser um pouquinho mais resistente que o normal.
BPM changes as well that I haven't quite mastered.
Okay, so
Incredibly generous of you both, along with everyone else in chat. Thank you.
E
I'm
Kotobuki.
gonna just ahead of time this.
Oi.
We are not playing Megalovania. Okay?
Agora não
We
vai
are
ser mais
playing
música de nível 90.
Megalomania, okay? I don't want anyone to get falsely
Agora vai ter
excited.
Megalomania.
Use them, I'm not gonna stop you.
Não é Megalovania.
So,
É
you said
Megalovania.
Kotobuki was the classic Naoki boss
E é uma
song.
música de nível 93.
This is the classic Naoki.
Eu quero ainda aumenta a velocidade que elas aparecem. Isso é algo mais de preferência, na real. Algumas pessoas preferem o note speed alto, outras preferem o note speed mais baixo.
Now, I know Istanbul had a requirement for getting
Então
it.
depende de pessoa
Did
pra
this
pessoa,
one
na
have
real.
one as well, KNH?
Yes, back when this game was online, this was your extra stage. In order to even have the privilege of playing this song, you had to get a 100% clear rate on a song
Por exemplo,
of 70
Arkeia,
or
aqui é um jogo de
higher.
celular,
So you had to
inclusive.
play a song of difficulty 70
Legal, porque acho
or higher, and
com-
you can't get any cools or worse on it.
lembro um pouco mais de
So that's almost
3,
the perfect
eu
level,
acho.
essentially.
De note
Yes,
speed.
yes, pretty much.
Eu não conseguia mais descer porque ficava muito ruim pra mim.
So if you wanted to play this song originally, You just had to PC a 70 or
Então
higher. No
é algo
big
que
deal.
Yeah, no,
vai
you
muito
know,
de pessoa
just
pra pessoa.
casually.
And speaking of casually, Damage looks like he's just waltzing through this.
Se a gente nunca jogaria esse jogo, é porque não tá mais disponível em lugar nenhum esse jogo.
But I know Dot's been all over that hype.
Well, and I think the thing about it is, like, you know, when you have a lot of passion in a game.
Cadê Megalovania? Homem, eu falei que era minha, né, velho? Com M.
Love, and I don't mean to sound, you know, wishy-washy with that. When you have a love for a rhythm game that you love to play, you're going to invest the time, and what comes with skill comes with consistency. And what you're seeing right here is consistency. It takes so much time to work up to this level. And it's mind-blowing to see Jamich really put on work through a boss showcase that you all in chat with donations for a great cause were able to meet, to have Jamich just fling his fingers across the screen knowingly to me. I have no clue what's going on. And there it is.
Yeah,
Jamich, let's go.
I think that's the biggest thing, Dot, is consistency. Just that being able to be consistent at this tier. Like, it is hours and hours and
E
hours.
Megalovania foi.
But wait,
Já.
there's more.
Agora, qual que é a próxima música que ele vai jogar?
It's called
Megalomania
Second Impact. It is the sequel
2.
song to Megalomania, and it is the only difficulty 99 song that
O
was ever
Megalomania
released for
Second
crossbeats.
Yeah,
Impact.
we're going from 93 to 99. Nothing in between.
Que é a música. É a única música que tem dificuldade 99.
99 in the game. You made this happen. You did this. This is your fault.
You're gonna see this, and you're gonna be like, I don't know what's going on. And I'll be honest with you, I don't either. But it's actually, you can cheese this one pretty well. So we're not gonna worry about failing it or anything. But this is hard and very, very difficult.
Yeah, we're not going to worry about failing, but we're also going to buckle up. Oh boy.
So to even see this song when this game had online features, remember that last song, the really hard one that Jamich just did? You had to get an S+ grade to even see this song.
That flick chain, what in the world is going on there? That looked like mac and cheese.
I was about to say. But not only the curve that it had, but the speed. Good gravy.
Olha que
And then
insanidade,
those,
parça.
like long rows of flicks going in the same direction, those are so tiring on your wrists.
Let's go, Jamich. Let's go.
Yeah, those circular flicks, those seem incredibly difficult. And it just keeps throwing them. Like, yeah, sure, do this.
There's
Can we get
everything in this song.
Hype and chat for the power. We need Jamich power right here. Hype and chat, jams, everything that you got. Let's go. Hype and chat. Give Jamich power.
Oh,
I
those
keep thinking they're chord
zigzags.
notes, and they're actually flick notes. How do you do this physically?
Oh, gimmicks. Notes suddenly decided to only appear for a few frames there for
I
a
was about
second.
to say, did the notes
No,
vanish?
that was not your stream stuttering. That was not the bit rate going funny. That is just how the song is.
Jamich, you're a monster. Let's go. Come on, chat. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm just gonna give
Cara
it
bravo
a
demais,
couple of minutes
simplesmente, né,
just
velho?
before
Go, Jamich. Let's go.
We'll take a pass on that any day.
Let's
Ele
go.
terminou.
We take those. We
Let's
take
go!
Come on, man. You're wild.
Inteligência que você faz também.
Are you serious?
I'm trying to think of what to say, and I've got nothing, honestly.
I think we should just turn it over to Jamich to wrap it up.
So
Yes.
that's Crossbeats Rev Sunrise. There's a lot more game where that came from. I highly encourage you to check it out. The soundtrack, we barely scratched the surface of this amazing songs in this
E
game.
é
because
isso,
we just
GG aí
only
pro
have so much time.
Jamich.
Gotta give some shout outs to the rhythm game community on Twitch. Some of my friends, Typos, Sorry Ari, Bit Decay, Gold Cuts, Okapi, Tucky Beats community, thank you so much for the huge donations. My Japanese restreamers,
Só agradecendo alguns amigos
thank you so much.
e a comunidade de Jogos Future.
As well as the Japanese community keeping the game alive over there, including Fin Kuma and Super Maguri. I think that's all I've got. Once again, thank you so much for having me, chat. Thank you so much for all the hype and all the donations. And enjoy the rest of GDQ.